When a guitarist is described as one of a kind, you hope he's going to sound good. And Texas guitar player Chris Duarte does sound good. But the thing that really sets Chris apart is his passion and his gratitude for the music. When he performed here in Toronto, Jennifer Morton interviewed him. Now, I don't know, Jennifer, if it's because of his energy or the fact that he's from Texas, but he gets compared a lot to Stevie Ray Vaughan. How does he feel about that?
Well, he's honored by the comparison. Chris feels that Stevie is the Jimi Hendrix of our generation, and that Stevie set the tone for modern blues guitar.
Modern blues guitar, yeah. Here's a look at Chris Duarte.
With the way that, and his guitar playing and your guitar playing, are there things that you can see that are similar and things that are like completely different?
I try to strive for tone. Tone, I feel, is the most important thing in guitar playing. I don't care if you can play a million notes. If you're not saying anything, you're just blabbing. You got to say something, and that's where tone. You have this tonal quality of your voice, and also his phrasing. So his phrasing comes a lot from a whole mixture of blues artists: Albert King, B.B. King, Hubert Sumlin, you know, a big mixture. And yeah, I've got a lot of those influences too.
So what makes you different?
What makes me different is probably because I have a little bit of a larger jazz background than Stevie. I used to be a jazz snob too, and I was like 16 and 17 coming up, I was like, oh, blues, that's easy, gunka, it's real easy. Oh, I want to play like Al Di Meola or John McLaughlin. And then when I finally got in a blues band, I said, hey, wait a minute, this isn't so easy. This is kind of hard to sound like the album and have that same feeling. The important thing about it is to capture the spirit of the music, the feeling. It's not whether you can play it note for note. Some people can play solos note for note, but they don't have the spirit of it. That's why when I play Hendrix, I'm not playing it like Hendrix note for note. I'm playing with the spirit, the chaotic feeling that went along with his music.
What turned you on to like the guitar as an instrument?
Turned me on originally when I was growing up. I was a smaller child. I was short, vertically challenged, and I did it for attention.
How old were you when you started playing?
When I started playing, I was about 16, 17.
Self-taught?
Yeah, self-taught. I mean, the way you get around in music is you ask as many questions as possible, and you rip off every lick as possible. And you just put your own interpretation and your own style to it.
I wanna be with you, love with you, be with you, sleep with you, play with you all of my life.
I like the trio. It gives you a lot of freedom. If I had a keyboard player, which would be the next person I'd add, that gives me a larger harmonic base and foundation to solo over. But right now, I like the freedom that is allowed in a trio. That's the relationship I get with the closest and the most intimate with is the drums, because I like to play rhythmically, in the sense of playing against it and playing with it, not rhythm like this. I mean, in time-wise, you know, that's what a lot of great players play like. That's what I'm trying to do, develop my own rhythmic sense of playing. John's probably got the biggest ears in music in Austin because he hears so well. He is a great group player, just great. And that's what makes a good group, is if you play together.
lost in the music. I mean, the listener does, but you do too. I mean, you're out there, you're blind. I mean, your head
I've had fights break out at clubs in front of me and songs over, wow, did you see that fight? No, I didn't see any fight. I didn't see anything at all.
Do you think about, are you thinking music?
You're thinking music. You've got this thing, okay, you practice and you practice and you practice and you practice to build up your technical proficiency and to build up your mind-to-hand coordination. And then you start hearing things right before it's played and you transfer it down to yourself. And that's when it's really on, there's no other feeling like it. It's a high onto itself. And all the cats, all the musicians out there, you know what I'm talking about. I mean, you go inward and you see all kinds of things. And lots of times I'll see like it'll be a landscape of a big fretboard, and I'll see notes to jump around on, and I can see, passages and musical passages. And lots of times it's not just all notes and scales and substitutions. You're thinking of melodic landscapes, in other words. You hear a sound, and you know how it's executed, and you do it. This is what I've wanted to do all my life. Play music professionally and make a living for me and my family. If I didn't have my music, I'd be in sad shape.
Our home and native land.
You're just having a moment there?
Yes, a very deeply patriotic moment.
Well,
as a matter
that's
of
good.
fact.
Yes, that's it for this week's edition of the New Music. Next week,